All right, and welcome aboard to Reckoning Live here. It's another beautiful soccer match here we have today. A little mid-week madness here in the WPSL as your Tallahassee Reckoning hosts the Florida Roots from Panama City. Of course, a divisional affair which has big stakes for the standings in the table. Both of these teams, which we'll get to later, have some high stakes on them, so interesting to watch. We'll keep an eye on them here of big things coming, but we're excited for another feature. And our WPSL team does a little home cooking. Last time they were here, they put in 5 goals with a big 4-goal victory, which at that point put them top of the table. We'll see how they can do with another Western foe out here back in the friendly confines of the nest. I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett on the camera here tonight, giving you the play-by-play, the blow-by-blow. Ben, a big one here for a little midweek madness. What are you looking forward to? What's the scene out here?
Yeah, it certainly is a big one. You know, Tallahassee, unfortunately, coming off that loss to Gulf Coast, whereas Florida Roots is coming off a win. So, you know, maybe things aren't exactly favoring Tallahassee, but, hey, we've got the home field advantage. So I'm excited to see what the team can go out there and put on the field tonight.
Absolutely. We'll see. And this is kind of an interesting kind of two ships in the night sort of feel to it, because this is the week that you see a lot of your collegiate players coming back. So if you didn't have them back with the team already, especially if they're from the Northeast or some of the other ones out west, they're a little slower in getting back than some of the other ones. So usually by match week 3, you've got basically your whole squad. So we will see some players out here tonight for both teams that we have not seen so far this season. So it's going to add a little twist.
Yeah, it certainly will. And, you know, we got a double header on Saturday, so there's even more action coming. You know, getting all these players back, are they going to be match ready? That's a big week for them. So something to look out for tonight as well. And this weekend.
Yes.
Make sure to catch us on Saturday.
Absolutely, Ben. My God, you got it out next. Here's the little double trouble coming out here on Saturday. Both the WPSL team and the USLW team will be at home, of course. So we'll get to some more information on that. Of course, TLHReckoning.com for tickets there. But we take a look at the table here. These are teams 2 and 4, both with a big dub on the season, both at that 1.5 points per game. Of course, we're going raw points. So that's why technically, however you look at it, we could say both teams tie for second here.
Yeah, you certainly could. But, you know, that, and of course, you know, we got to get that all-important goal difference as well. So you got to get that win and boost that goal difference. You don't want to just take that 3-point lead with a win. You want to go all the way for it.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And you talked about how the Roots coming in recent form, coming off a big dub versus the Pensacola Academy. On the flip side, dropping to the senior team there for Pensacola. And on the flip side, you can see a little trouble on the road, but nothing like some home cooking, like you said, Ben. Back here at the nest here for your Tallahassee Reckoning. So should be an exciting showcase, as you can see, of the players getting ready to get on the field as we are on the brink of the national anthem here from Gene Cox Stadium. Starting lineups coming in here just before the national anthem as we get ready to get set. So why don't we go ahead and get those starting lineups going, Ben? Of course, Tallahassee Reckoning looked like they're going to be rocking the 3-5-2 today. In between the pipes, it's going to be for the first time Ellie Goodrich from Old Dominion will have the Monarch back there, of course, and we'll just go down the roster sheet here. Number 5, Layla Thompson. Number 6, Nolan Haley. Number 11, Natalie Nelson. Number 14, Elsa Stedman. Number 15, Ellie Goodrich, like we said. Number 20, Autumn Woodard. Number 28, Abby Griffin. Number 40, Jordan Land. Number 46, Sasha Manders. Number 47, Ali Baca. Number 48, Lucy Fazerlacki. And that will round out your 11 for the Tallahassee Reckoning. And over for the Roots, in goal is going to be Camille Lilly, Moore, DeWolf, Gatika, Dalton, Pipkin, Reinerson, Clark, Polgarin, Wilson, Barnett will be your 11 for the visitors. So, Ben, 2 players to keep an eye on here for the Roots, at least in my opinion. A couple of them, one on the back line is going to be Wilson. Solid center right back, facilitator, calming presence, also dangerous on free kicks, has fantastic placement, set up one of the goals versus the Academy over the weekend. And, of course, the goal scorer, Ryan Nearson, who will be wearing number 17 today here for the visitors, had an absolute incredible back foot header to put it in, of course, against the Academy in their past results. So there are some dangerous attacking presences here for the Roots.
Yeah, there certainly are, but we've got a really solid back line. I believe in one of our earlier games, my Cook's pest control player of the game was Lucy Fazerlacki. So we'll see if the Roots can get past her and the rest of the Reckoning defense.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside. National anthem underway here from Gene Cox Stadium.
Next ball kids are Jillian, Rosie, Evan, and Penny. TLH Reckoning fans, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, and there you go. National anthem off and away. Here, of course, it's Tallahassee Reckoning live for you on a little midweek madness. A beautiful Wednesday against the Florida Roots from Panama City. Of course, if you're just joining us, welcome aboard here. The broadcast brought to you by Cook's Pest Control, official big-time sponsor here of the 2025 season. With offices serving 6 southeastern states, Cook's has been providing pest control and termite control in your neighborhood and mine for more than 90 years. Regardless of your specific pest control needs, they're here to help. Whether you're dealing with common household pests, a termite infestation, or other pest-related concerns, the experienced team is equipped to provide the solutions you require. So, Ben, throughout the course of the game, Ben Grubbs, alongside me, Andrew Jupe, Natalie Everett on camera here tonight for the Tallahassee Reckoning. We're looking for the Cooks pest of the game, pest for the opponent. Of course, a pseudo player of the game, if you will. Feels like a little roundabout way to get there, but that's what we're going for. Player of the game, pest of the game, brought to you by Cooks. All roads lead to Cooks.
Yeah, we've had some good performances so far this year. A player I'm looking out for is Jordan Land tonight. She was some might say unfairly robbed of a goal in our last home game.
I'm going to say that.
So let's see if she can get on the score sheet. And Autumn Woodard's got 2 goals. Maybe Jordan Land can go out there and tie for the Golden Boot lead tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. If you go off the official website, not on the score sheet there is Land, but she's on my score sheet. I feel like you had to give it to Musgrove, who had the header, or Land to put it in, who dunked it in at the goal line. It was that 4th goal against the Union 10 Football Club. If you want to go back, check it out. I recommend doing so. Over there just at the start of the second half, 46th minute, you go to TLH Reckoning on the YouTube Might as well like and subscribe, mash it to bits, Ben, and then blow up that comment box there. Have some fun down there. That's what we're about, the community of lower league soccer. But until then, we'll get ready to rock and roll here from the Gene Cox Stadium, of course, the Nest, the beautiful home here of the Tallahassee Reckoning. It's second versus fourth in the table here. Should be a fun one from Tallahassee's south side. The hometown team getting ready to kick us off here, starting with, for the first time, a little 3-5-2 look, and we are off and away here from Gene Cox Stadium. Try to put it in an advancing position instantly. Your franchise leader in goals on the front foot, just outside the 18-yard box, shot on frame, and will test the keeper early. Lily up to the task.
We very nearly had the fastest goal in franchise history there. Autumn Woodard was on it from the get-go.
I mean, if somebody's going to set it, why not be Woodard? As this one gets threaded through, nice little through ball from Woodard inside the box of the Reckoning. On the front foot, looking to turn and shoot is Nelson, but this will be spilled away here by the Roots. And that's the dangerous player we want to look out for. Ranierson for the Roots, wearing number 17. She's kind of been floated around. We've seen her in the midfield, seen her go up top, but just a dangerous presence, especially with aerial balls, winning those and taking care of business. Brought down, and this is a little crossover here. Manders with a little rip from distance, and it looks like the objective clear is clear, Ben. Let's test the keeper.
Yeah, it certainly is, and that's 1 minute in, you really want to test the keeper, really assert your authority on the game. We talked about in one of our earlier games, Tallahassee wasn't quite on the jump the way, but they are showing up tonight.
Absolutely. They want to get it going, and you look at it, and I think the quick start is what they're trying to do. All their goals that they've conceded, Ben, have been in the first half. Of course, both of them against Gulf Coast, and then, of course, the one against Union 10. So they've been fantastic and dominant in the second half, but, of course, there will be periods here in the early going where they want to kind of find their feet, so looking to get off and at that early. And here's your player to watch, Jordan Land, wearing number 40 here.
And a quick reminder to some of our newer viewers, we're playing to the black lines on the field tonight.
Absolutely. So Land is going to be the right forward here to start as the Reckoning go with a little bit of an uncommon 3-5-2 look. Typically, we've seen a 3-4-3 or a 4-3-3. Typically like to go 3 up front, but a great ball from the back is going to get through to Manders. She has Land, Nelson, Woodard all on the back if she can get some service. Centering ball going into the near post, and it's cleared away here initially by the Roots, but it looks like it'll be out for a Tallahassee throw here on the near side.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, the initial attack is from the left, and now the most recent couple we've gotten down the right, we're able to get down both sides of the field. Good sign early for Tallahassee.
Absolutely. So Haley's going to take the throw in. She's starting in the right midfield, which we've seen her primarily on defensive duty here for the WPSL squad. So they're going to push her a little up forward defensively, it looks like.
And now we'll see Florida Roots with their first real opportunity to get their foot on the ball. Let's see if they can establish some possession.
There you go, as this one comes over the top. Nice trap there by Dr. Fontes. Of course, the head coach of your Tallahassee Reckoning. Assistants Izzy Cotto, Sarah Brown, Coach V, Victoria Sachs, and Sacha Felipe. Your squad here for Tallahassee. Threaded through for the Roots. Good step by Haley. She picks her head up looking for some service.
Well, nutmeg of the keeper there, or of the referee there, excuse me.
There you go. Okay, they're on the field, right? They're eligible for it. Switch around to the flip side here for Tallahassee. Somehow the Roots get back on top of it. It's going to be thought out well for that initial ball, but this one played in wide, and the Roots getting forward. First instance for them here in the 4th minute. And that's Ranierson on the take, and the rising senior for Childs High School takes her down. But you can see already a couple segments that Ranierson's going to be a big part of this offense. This is where her strength is. Watch the service coming here. This is how they play. Wilson has a fantastic server. Ryerson is going to be the target there in the back post.
Yeah, and even in the lead up to this move, there was almost a through ball through to Rynearson. Luckily, the midfield that was cut out there. But yeah, there are warning signs early here for the Roots.
Absolutely. So this is an opportunity for the visitors. It's way out wide outside the football field, but it's only about 18 yards from goal, so very dangerous position. Oh, she's going to go near post, try to catch the new keeper, Ellie Goodrich, napping, but she is off frame, so luckily for your reckoning, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, it's a good idea, test the keeper early. But as we saw in the Union game recently, our keeper, we played 3 goalkeepers in that game. They all came in, were immediately tested. So if you think you're going to catch our keepers unawares, think again.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm interested to see. Of course, Goodrich, I've been told, really solid keeper, looking to break through and get some additional minutes here for Old Dominion, and so this is an opportunity for her to get some really good playing time. So I'm really interested to see what we've got. We know the goalkeeper union strong, like you said, Ben. Didn't see Goodrich as one of those 3. I think as a program, we go about 5 deep here, as I see a couple of them here in the crowd tonight. This one's played around defensively. Abby Griffin, the rising senior here for Charles High School.
Great control by Woodard.
This one's kind of threaded over the top. Nice little service there from Baca, clearance from the keeper, 25 yards out. Woodard's going to try to bring this one down.
Yeah, that was good decisive goalkeeping there from Lily because, there were 2 Tallahassee players through on goal.
Throw in here for the Roots on the near side. As this one's chipped up over the top. Haley with this one, some service through, and the Roots cut it out. This one's out of play. They say Roots throw in over here on the near side. So it looks like Clark will get the Roots rolling here. Is the Roots looking like they're going 3 up top. Aggressive stance here. Griffin, nice shield. Feeling off her defender. It's Rynearson with the infraction there. So already some battles. We'll see Rynearson looking like she's really liking to attack from the flank here on the near side. A couple of her sequences being funneling to this left side and then one over on that far right side.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that's a trend that develops throughout the half. We've seen Tallahassee have a pretty balanced attack so far.
This one goes off over the top, back to Griffin. Does well to control this one to Haley. It's going to be taken away by the Roots. Had the trap going here. Serve out of play. Drop back on off to Pipkin. Some composure and control from the visitors. This is Bulgarian, number 22, but taken away here for the Reckoning, but only for a moment. Gatika. Bulgarian. It looks like they wanted to pull there, but Baca on the scene. And we saw her the other day, just a very solid controlling presence in the midfield. Nice aggressive player with some good touch. Haley down the line, try to find out Woodard. This one's going to be cut out. Service instantly back. It's going to put Griffin on alert as she's able to beat her offender, and it'll be out for a goal kick.
It's kind of interesting seeing a little contrast in playing styles. Tallahassee, we've seen a couple shots over the top. Roots looks to be trying to play a little bit more of an intricate passing game. A little interesting contrast of styles to watch here tonight.
So we have a stoppage. Here's one of the players for the Roots is up Gimpy. As Stanley looking to come on for the team from Panama City. And one of the forwards, I believe it's Dalton, will come off. I thought it was 15 here for the substitution, as we're just here in the 9th minute for us here, but it's going to be a swap to put Stanley into the game, and it is 15 Dalton to take a seat. So, of course, we will be doing a little bit of scoreboard watching in this second half. A couple other league games going on. So we have 3 matches in this midweek madness here for the Gulf Coast Division. The Gulf Coast Conference, the Third Coast Division. Of course, we split it up. Basically, it's a West and East.
However, could you get confused?
Yes, absolutely. Not the Delta Basin. We're in the Third Coast, which, I don't know about you, Ben, but I very rarely have heard the Gulf called the Third Coast.
Yeah, that's a new one for me. And I've lived here my entire life.
So it's going to be a corner kick for the Roots out on the far side. It's going to be Kendall Wilson. Once again, fantastic service, so keep an eye. This is a dangerous sequence. Going to be a right-footed outswinger here for the visitors. Right near the target on the back post, 6 yards out. Oh, and it's off of the Reckoning defender and in the back of the net. And clinical as they would have drawn it up for the Florida Roots. And they're able to capitalize with the early advantage. But that's what's in the scouting report, Ben, unfortunately, but just good execution. Wilson to Reinierson here to give the visitors the early advantage.
Yeah, it really is just great execution. I mean, from where she was to generate that much power to head it back across the box like that, and for the defender to even get a head on it and still not quite be able to make it there. Yeah, just great play by Reinierson.
Yep. So it's going to be 1-0 in favor of the visitors. So Tallahassee, for the first time at home in WPSL play, trails. We thought this was going to be a tight contest between two teams that are going to be in kind of the upper crust. I think if you're looking at it, you probably think Pensacola is the favorite in the division, but these are a couple of teams that are going to be threatening. Nice little flick on here from Nelson to land as a renewed jolt here from Tallahassee. Has them back on the ball. Poked free by the Roots. It's going to be scooped up by Reinierson, and she drops really deep into this midfield line. Just a player that loves to have the ball at her feet. It'll be interesting to see how the Reckoning adjust if her threats continue to be as significant as they've been so far, just 12 minutes into this ball game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, do the defenders try and follow her? Do they have someone in midfield pick her up? And then what kind of space does that open up? It'll be interesting to watch throughout the rest of this game.
Absolutely. Land back in centrally to Stedman, all the way to across to Fazerlacki. Tried to thread it through to Woodard, who's sitting on 10 all-time goals for the record, Ben.
Let's get another one and even this game up.
In franchise history, of course, throughout her career, she's got much more to land inside the box, going near post, direct and high. And it looked to be almost touched by the keeper, but they say did not get a hand to it there. Did Lily, but she was in position, so to be out for a goal kick for the Florida Roots.
Yeah, good to see Tallahassee, quick on the response. It's easily to get down when you concede, but no, we're right back in the thick of the action. Yeah, I thought that would be offside.
Yep, offsides on the header there, off the deflection. Of course, if it was the initial one, it would have been clean, but since it was the secondary ball coming off, then that's why the offside flag goes up. Doesn't stay up, goes up. As you can see, a nice little crowd for a little midweek madness. Of course, we got most of the people here on the near side. I said we got about 100 coming in here. Bunch of pocketed groups. Always late arriving Tallahassee. Here's Stedman on the attack inside the box, looking for some service, trying to get around with her right foot. She'll circle back. Does a little step over, 2 step overs, gets free. Can she have the service on the fringe of the box? The challenge is not going to be heavy enough for the referee to put up the flag here inside the box. So this one's going to be tried to thread through and going to be freed up, but great challenge. That's Layla Thompson making her first appearance at home. Twist through, looking for Stedman, and it'll go back to the Roots of defensive line.
Yeah, it looks like, we haven't quite gotten on the score sheet yet, but there, as you can clearly see, there is a lot of space available, particularly on this right side. I think a goal is in Tallahassee's future tonight.
Absolutely. Good dispossessed there on the far side. That's Layla Thompson. Of course, now we've had a couple opportunities to talk to her name. And here's Woodard going into the box. Does she have an opportunity to swing it back? Nelson in the area, but it's deflected by the Roots and cleared out. Stedman locks it in on the fringe of the attacking third. Pressure by Reinierson. And she's able to blast it out of play, but it'll be a Tallahassee throw in.
This is exciting.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this.
Absolutely, as you should. This is what Reckoning soccer is all about, Ben. We thought it was going to be a good game here with the Roots, And, of course, the visitors with the advantage, but you love the kind of back and forth, both teams being challenged here tonight, which ultimately in lower league soccer is what you want. You want a good game. You want teams to be challenged. Wilson puts it on the turf here to the new substitute Stanley. Recovered there by Manders. Tried to poke it past Stedman. A little bit of a 1-2 goes awry. Good step by Nolan. And the rising Childs Sr. will blast it out of play. And we'll have a substitution coming in here for the Roots. Number 41, Rebecca Ryan. Of course, got to wait for the sub to come off the field of play as Ryan is on and going to take a seat. Looks like the right forward. It's going to be a clean player-for-player swap. I believe that's Addison DeWolf. A good dispossession, solid control there by Jordan Land. Looking to thread through to Manders. A half press here for Tallahassee. Manders picks up the pieces. Nice little turn there. Here's Baca. Stumbles but recovers. Haley with a strong assertive run over midfield. Threads it through to Nelson. Nelson spin move back to the interior. Chip over the top looking for Land. A little too strong from the Texas native. And it'll be out for a Roots throw in.
Got some skill out there tonight. That was a nice little turn.
Yeah, and I love the team up. That would not have happened a couple years ago. Of course, rivals, the former Charles Timberwolf player and the Lincoln Trojan player there. But great to see as part of the local talent being pulled together here. And when we have an opportunity, that Charles team, I think coming up this winter is going to be a legit threat here in North Florida. This one's going to be dropped off, try to be threaded through and cleared by Bryn Moore. And it'll be out for a Reckoning throw-in, about 45 yards from goal. Throw in over the top looking for Nelson, who's a University of Auburn at Montgomery commit. Of course, the graduating senior just graduated last week from Lincoln High School, threaded through Roots on the attack. But Fazerlaki up to that one. It's going to be picked off here of the centering pass. Gatika threads it out to the new substitute, Ryan, into the middle, and it's going to be scooped up.
Yeah, good little counter there from the Roots. The last ball just wasn't quite curled enough to get a shot on goal.
So dispossessed is Nelson, swerve back. That's going to be Barnett, number 20, a little 1-2 over on the far side. Barnett, a full head of steam. Fazerlaki in great position to dispossess and shield there. So it'll be a goal kick. And it's been a couple minutes since Goodrich has had some touches, but the Old Dominion Monarch will get a couple back there.
Assured as ever back there.
There you go. How about that? Grounder there, about 30-yard pass into the middle to Manders. Back to Fazerlaki. Out on the perimeter here for Thompson, who, of course, is a stable out wide. So it's interesting with Thompson in the mix. You can see the Reckoning have the potential to go 3 in the back because you really like her being able to secure the side as with Griffin, kind of those bookends, and then with Fazerlaki in the middle is looking how we're trending. As this one's threaded through and picked up calmly by Goodrich. A couple substitutes coming on here. Oh, a debut in the midst here in the WPSL. Well, at home. This one's flicked on by the Roots here to Nelson on the fringe of the box. She's an aggressive player trying to track this one down. Wilson deals with it here for the Roots and is able to recover. Good tackle there by Nolan. They say last touch by the Roots, and it'll give Tallahassee an opportunity to roll in some of these substitutions. We have Jada Bartasek and Kendall Sadberry, both Charles Timberwolves. Well, we thought they were going to come in, but looks like they're going to have to wait a little bit.
Referee had other ideas. Now it looks like they'll be allowed to come on.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting. Sadberry, very versatile, dangerous player, will be going up top. Both of them going up top. So Bartasek and Sadberry both going up top. Kendall is an absolute beast. A rising freshman here a rising sophomore is another substitution coming into the game. Is Dalton, the one that came out with the stinger a little earlier, will be back in. Allison Dalton and Kira Polgarin, will take a seat here for the Roots.
It'll be interesting to see how these substitutes change the Tallahassee attack. You know, we've looked really sharp so far with Nelson and Land on. We'll see if the subs have the same energy or are able to find the same space.
Absolutely. Of course, friendly confines for Sadberry on the football field. Of course, a member of that Charles Timberwolf flag football team that went to the state championship this year in 3A classification. Unfortunately, fell a little short. Oh, Sadberry's onside. That's a great ball over the top, threatening top of the box. Deflection, and they're going to call handball as this one gets pulled back.
Well, that answers the question about the subs having enough energy. They are ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, Sadberry's dangerous. Did not play for Childs in the winter soccer-wise, as we have more platoon substitutions coming on. Lita Frost and Charlotte Reynolds going to be coming on, as well as for the Roots. Franklin will also come on. Of course, these WPSL rolling subs are wild. You know, at the semi-pro, we're used to seeing, hey, you're out, you're done. Of course, not the case. Keep it rolling here.
It's almost like we're watching a Stanley Cup playoffs. We got line changes. We got fast-paced action end-to-end.
There you go. As this one's simmered through here, Lita Frost wants to connect with Sadberry there. This one's cut out by the defense for the Roots. Now on the ground, looking to counter. There's Dalton and drops it back off, and the Roots will build out of the back. Here's Wilson with a little chip over the top. Good position by Haley. She cuts that one out before Stanley is able to get to it. Nice shield. And to Frost. All the way back to Fazerlacki. Service over the top. Once again, looking for Sadberry. Great touch here to bring it down with their left foot. Tries to weave through traffic. Haley on top of this one. Centering ball into Kendall. Service with the left. Looking for Woodard or Bartasek. It falls to Autumn. Top of the box. Trying to gain some positioning to get a rip off. And she's able to win it back. Turns the corner. Unable to get the old foot around. But Woodard, once again, troublesome. Almost pesky. A pest for the defense, as it were. As we're looking for our Cook's Pest Control pest of the game. You got an early candidate here, Ben?
Yeah, she's certainly a contender, and why not her? I'd say she's my early candidate. Been very active and involved in the attack, and that was a good battle there between the 20s, Barnett and Woodard.
Sadberry, nice turn down here on the sideline, looking to go back into the field of play. Has Manders, almost running as an escort. Top of the 18, left-footed rip. It's up and good for the football uprights, but of course, not going to get any credit for it here on the soccer side.
You can put 3 points up for Tallahassee. I won't say anything.
I
People in the
would.
comments might, and feel free to comment throughout the game.
Absolutely. Like, subscribe, share the love, send a couple texts, throw a couple emails out, get people in here. Tallahassee Reckoning playing some fun, still kind of in the sun here on a sun-setting Wednesday evening here from the capital city. Temperatures dropping a little bit. It's actually feeling kind of nice for a late May day here. Still allegedly spring, but we went triple digits earlier in the heat index this week.
I was about to say, heavy emphasis on the allegedly.
Good win by Thompson out of the back. Woodard now an opportunity here in the left flank. Defense is stretched. Great one time into Bartasek. Has Sadberry in the middle. They say caught offside is Bartasek.
Yeah, the Roots are doing a really good job of holding that offside line. That's at least the second or third time Tallahassee's been caught out.
Yep. There's Bartasek, another one of those rising seniors. I think there's 4 or 5 rising seniors going into Childs this year. It's going to be an absolutely stacked team going forward. Going to be fun to watch there in the upper classifications here for local ball. Goodrich with some service out of the back to Sadberry. Beautiful touch here with their favorite left hand. Two-hand shove. And the referee says no love for the 15-year-old phenom. Threaded through here to Bartasek. Nice turn off there. Looking for some service through to Sadberry. That one's going to be cut out. That was Charlotte Reynolds. And of course, Charlotte, our girl band, has got the bright blue cleats again this year. Great to see. Gotta love it.
You always love it when there's something distinct. It makes it easy to pick out the players,
Absolutely.
especially when they're a winger and they've got the hot pink cleats on or bright orange or something like that.
There you go. Yeah, Reynolds was also on that flag football team for Childs that Sadbury was on. Absolute beast in the secondary. Have 5 interceptions this season, helping the cause of what is a mean defensive Timberwolf team. Service, 2 in the middle. Woodard says, let it go. Gets it down in the box. Heavy touch is going to be taken away by the Roots. But Woodard getting some good touches in dangerous positions here early. Rynierson goes into a battle with Griffin. Now's into a battle with Thompson. And they say a little too physical here for the incoming Louisiana Tech player. Of course, Thompson signing with LA Tech, going to be a Bulldog in the fall after 2 years of service over at UNF.
Yeah, and I don't think any of the Tallahassee players are too fussed about that foul call. Gave us an opportunity to get our players back.
Yeah, that's a good professional foul too. Just to hold up, that was a dangerous positioning. Just to settle it down, but danger still on. Wilson, a good server. Look for number 17 in the box. Rocket going back post. Fazerlaki able to usher that one out of play, but it will be a corner kick here for the Florida Roots. And reminder, this is how they got their goal just 14, 15 minutes ago.
Who do you think they're aiming for, Jupe?
Yeah, it's going to be number 17. Probably on the back of the post, corner of the 6-yard box. If I had to guess. So this will be from the left side. So to be Wilson, an in-swinger from the righty. So they may even try to tuck Rynierson on that back post as opposed to the corner of the 6, and she's positioned right there. Corner of the 6 is one a little long for her, so she's unable to get out on top of that, luckily, here for Tallahassee. So Goodrich will have it out for a goal kick here for your reckoning.
Yeah, good for Tallahassee there. You know, it's always tough to come back the exact same way you conceded a goal, but maybe a little boost for their confidence now they've seen one off successfully.
Absolutely. Here, still minute 27. Lots of action to go here. Picked off by the defense. Stanley here for the Roots, being hounded by Haley. Service into the box, but nobody home. Goodrich handles it easily off the bounce.
Yeah, you said 27 minutes. I was like, good gosh, this game is blown by.
Rolling. Of course, the lights coming on, sun setting here. What a beautiful flick. Looking for Bartasek, but keeper over 30 yards out from goal. Up on the task for that one. So Lily on her P's and Q's offside here for the Roots. About 40 yards from the Tallahassee goal. They're going to get Dalton with this one, who's got the orange cleats.
Yeah, good game so far from Lily, the Florida Roots keeper. Really aggressive goalkeeping. It's allowed her team to play more aggressively and on the front foot with the attack, knowing they have someone to clean up behind them.
Absolutely. Haley to Frost to Fazerlaki. Service over the top. Fazerlaki's been great with service to both forwards on the flanks. This time it's Woodard. Has hit Sadbury a couple times. Woodard able to turn the corner this time. Oh, but the old turf monster steals the ball, and the Roots poke it free, and they'll get out of trouble. But Woodard been threatening on her favorite left side over there.
Yeah, I'd still say she's our Cook's pest control pest for the opponent so far. She's really getting into the action, causing trouble for the Roots.
There you go. But fantastic service from Fazerlaki, which we've seen already earlier this season. She's able to just kind of pick and pull and dump it exactly where she wants to go. Of course, the Sun Devil Arizona State player is Fazerlaki.
Had 2 balls on the field for a second there.
Can't do that. Can't do it. Haley's going to try to thread this one through to Child's teammate. Take this on a throw-in, looking for Bartasek into the 18-yard box. Looking to turn the corner. And it'll be ushered out of play. They say Florida Roots goal kick here in the 29th minute. Couple more people filing in late. Not a bad crowd out here for a Wednesday. They're looking for some goals, though, Ben. Last time they showed up for this WPSL team, Tallahassee put 5 in. As we have a little Karate Kid move there from Franklin. A little sweep of the leg there as Frost takes a tumble to the turf. On the ground here, Griffin to Haley. Woodard now on this right-hand side. Square ball looking here for Frost. It's going to be cut out. And Reinierson going to be on top of this one. The Roots, some compact build-up here on this near side. Tried to squirt out there, but Sadberry's going to take it away. Overlapping run here from Bartasek has Manders in the box. Sadberry getting in late. She'll pull it, tries to split the double team. Good step out by Reynolds. Overlapping run by Thompson. Step over, tries to switch it back to Reynolds, or they say over the line and out of play. So the opposition will take care of this one as we have a water break here from the near side of things going on for you here in the 30th minute. Of course, 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Florida Roots getting on the board here with an 11-minute goal from Reinierson. Shelby Reinierson, the goal scorer. If you can hear the PA announcer, an opportunity to win some money tonight. The ante has been upped, Ben. Of course, the crossbar challenge. Now, $300 grand prize. Ben, it's getting to the point where I feel like we got to go down. We need a representative. $300 on the line. It's a $5 ticket to get into the raffle to get the crossbar challenge. It's only 34 yards out. Your thoughts?
I might need to stretch a little bit before I go down there. It's been a little minute since I've been out there on the soccer field, but you know, for what did you say, $300?
Yeah, 300 bones. So it started less, but nobody's hit it, so they keep upping the prize. We'll have that at halftime. So typically we jump out, but I'm thinking it's getting to the point where we need to be showing this just in case somebody throws down and is able to get the opportunity. Of course, reminder that your favorite lower league soccer team, Tallahassee Reckoning, this season and the broadcast brought to you by Cook's Pest Control. Office in 6 southeastern states. Cook's has been providing pest control and termite control in your neighborhood and mine for more than 90 years. Regardless of your specific pest control needs, they're here to help. Whether you're dealing with common household pests, a termite infestation, or other pest-related concerns, our experienced team at Cook's is equipped to provide the solutions you desire. Ben, are we talking a little substitution here coming out of the water break?
Sure looks like it. It looks like Hannah Hassel and Caitlin Linville are getting in on the action.
All right. Of course, you remember Hassel had an absolute screamer back in that Union 10 game, just rocketed past the near post, a laser of a shot. I think that was the first goal of the season for Tallahassee.
It was indeed, and I believe she was our Cook's Pest Control player of the game.
There you go. So we are back, and the action is resumed here in minute 30. Your Tallahassee Reckoning down 1-0. But on the offensive, of course, they're in the nice two-tone pink striped jersey tops and the pink shorts going left to right. Of course, Ellie Goodrich in all green with the big raven across the abdominal in goal. This one started through the visitors of the Roots. They're in white and black going right to left here in half number 1. So 15 minutes and change here, so we're 67% through for this opening half. As far as time concerns, big throw from Linville, the former West Georgia State player, native of Wakulla, one of the local homegrown products, as they say here, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the joys of lower league soccer. You get to see the local talent on the big stage.
Absolutely.
And here with us on a live broadcast for the
go.
world to see.
For the world, wherever you may be joining us. Thank you for coming aboard here and supporting your Tallahassee Reckoning, or maybe you're a Roots person supporting them. Either way, Sadberry, full head of steam over on the left into the box. An opportunity, one on the back post, looking to get into Bartasek. Woodard keeps it alive. Ball spills out to Thompson. Square ball back around to Reynolds, to Frost. 30 yards out. Deflection goes on frame. Lilly has to be up on it, but is for the visitors. But a nice, crazy sequence there for the Tallahassee Reckoning.
Yeah, it really was.
Woo.
It was a good run there by Bartasek. You know, she ran towards goal to draw the defender in, but then backed off to create the space. The defender just read it well and was able to get back, and then we saw a cracking shot at goal, and now Tallahassee's back on the attack.
Absolutely. So we have a substitution pending here. It's going to be Stroop in for the Roots. And an easy substitution as the player coming out will be here on the left-hand side. That's Stanley taking a seat. Of course, Stanley came in early with the rolling substitutions here in the WPSL. So Tallahassee's flipped a large part of the team here in this first half. Not many starting outside of Griffin. Basically, it's just the back line is the only thing that's been unchanged. As another substitution, DeWolf coming back into the game. A starter will be coming in for Rynearson, and she'll probably go to her favorite top left.
You know, in the last home game we had 3 goalkeepers. We've had all these subs, yet no keeper changes. What's going on here? I got used to them.
I'm pretty sure that Goodrich is the only keeper rostered, which an inherent risk. Oh, might have got away with a handball in the box there.
Yeah, the Roots players are certainly asking for it. It was up. Might want to look at the replay before we make a call up here from the booth.
I think claims are kind of legit. There may be some contact there, but ref says play on, so we're cool with that. Threaded through, sought out well. Griffin, Bartasek tried to flick it on with the shoulder, dispossessed. Wilson on a nice little run here, but taken back. Good fight by Bartasek on the battle with the center back. Split out wide. Thompson trying to win the ball back. Sadberry with some pressure over on the left-hand side. They say last touch by Tallahassee. It will be a throw-in for the Roots.
It's been some good play there in the midfield by number 2 for the Roots, Bryn Moore. She's had some really good distribution.
Is an attacking position here for Woodard. And she's taken down. So will this be a free kick for Tallahassee here? This could be a fantastic opportunity here for your Reckoning.
I think it's going the other way.
They're going to call it on Woodard.
Yeah.
No love up there on the front line tonight. Forrester, the player she got tangled up with. Or excuse me, Forrester, the one coming into the ball game. Of course, Forrester typically coming in on defense, so it looks like she's going to flood out to the right flank here for the Roots. As Wilson will take the free kick here. Minute 35, so 10 and change. Probably get a little stoppage time. 2 to 3 minutes maybe with the goal scored. Sadberry in attacking position. Forrester tries to poke it free. It might have been deflected, but Sadberry's going to give chase. 10 yards from goal, but outside the box width-wise. And a little bit of a heavy touch there will be dispossessed and out for a Roots goal kick. Wilson will get us back into play here, the 38th minute. Dangerously by Woodard there. Risky business. Over the top. Good positioning here defensively for the Reckoning. Able to deal with that one. I believe it was Griffin in defense, who's flooded out here to the right side. I think started the game as center back, but has now gone to the outside position as Fazerlaki has gone back central. Substitutions flooding in. Here we have a number 3, but we look at the roster and it says hidden player. I assume that's not the Roots player's name. So if you're watching and you're a Roots fan and you know player number 3, feel free to put that in the chat here. Name and number, please. We know the number's 3, but just for clarification, we do get some shout-outs for players, so just want to make sure we're clear. Griffin giving pursuit here, trying to keep DeWolf from turning the corner, and does. Fazerlaki cleans up the ball, but deflected by DeWolf, but luckily out for a Tallahassee goal kick. Another substitution as we've been very, very busy. Isabella Pipkin, who started the game, is coming back in. Autumn Woodard, who also started, will take a seat. It'll bring in Sky Williams from Lincoln. Sky's wearing number 61. For a second, I thought that jersey was on backwards and it was supposed to be a 16. But it is a correct 61. Cleared by Goodrich. A little bit of a pressure opportunity here for the Roots. Secondary ball is going to be dropped off to Hassel. Needs some composure and handles it well. Goodrich will spill it out to Fazerlacki. But the pressure's still on for the Roots. It's tough for Tallahassee to get out of the defending third. Dispossessed. Taken away here by Dalton. Squared off. Thompson will poke it free. Second ball will be collected by the Roots, but Thompson will scrape it back. Back to Reynolds. Service over the top. Looking for Bartasek. Keeper's going to have to come off the line again. Lilly, 25, 30 yards from goal. Clears this out of the defending half for the Roots.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're closing in on halftime. If Tallahassee adjusts, they've obviously been trying a lot of long balls, but Florida Roots has been there, particularly Lilly, the goalkeeper, to clean it up. It'll be interesting to see if they adjust their tactics at all, try and maybe go a little bit more possession-based.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw in coming here for the Roots. One back by Thompson. A lot of backspin. Comes back towards Reynolds. Able to drop it off to Sadberry, who's way back in the midfield. Service over the top, looking for Bartasek, deflected by the Roots. Sadberry pokes it free, wins it back. She has Williams on the back. Bartasek and Hassel in the middle, coming late. Looking for Williams in the center. It goes just outside the near post. Beautiful ball by Sadberry. Williams, fresh off the bench, gets an opportunity. Really tough to put that one home, but a great attempt there by Tallahassee. A great little spurt coming out of some aggressiveness by Sadberry on that far side.
Yeah, great job by Sadberry to create that, and great ball across. It looked like it just came to Williams at maybe an awkward angle, awkward height. She wasn't able to get a clean contact in it. It goes just wide. Williams immediately winning it back for Tallahassee as they're back on the attack. There goes Linville down this near side. She gets a cross in up against the body of Clark. Not a handball. Arm was in against the body. Now it's a corner for Tallahassee.
There we go. So 42nd minute opportunity here for the corner. It's going to be Hassel. It's going to be a right-footed outswinger. Going towards the center. Sadberry gets ahead to it, spills out. Reynolds going to try to keep this one in. Does really well to get back on top of it. Now trying to put it onto her favorite right foot, serving it back. Fazerlecki just wide of the back post, but great little possession, little turn and burn here for Tallahassee to get an attempt on goal or just off goal, but pressing forward. Good stuff here from your Reckoning.
Yeah, great job by Reynolds to create something out of nothing. She was trapped in the corner, was able to escape and get the cross up. And Fazerlacki, great header, just a little bit wide.
Man, that was very, very close to the post, Ben. As you can see and feel the pressure turning up. A couple more fresh bodies here for Tallahassee, but making the push late here in this first half. Of course, they are a little bit of a second-half team. All 4 of their goals they've allowed this season have been in the first half. Of course, they have been able to score in every second half of a game this season here in WPSL play. So hopefully some more of that, but wouldn't mind a little first half goal as well. Williams, Bartasek trying to take down the Roots defense. It is pretty staunch over here on an overloaded left side. Throw in coming here for Linville, the former Wakulla War Eagle, looking for Bartasek in the box. Able to land the secondary ball, turns back, drops it to Linville. Service on the ground to Hassel. 25 yards out, shot on frame. Hassel, good take there, but Lilly in position for the Roots.
Yeah, good positioning. It almost got through her hands. She had to kind of double clutch it. So, yeah, it was a good attempt by Hassel.
Good take there by Frost, putting it back on the turf, but once again, the Roots winning the secondary balls as they have done a lot of here off the service. Hassel, some touches for her. She's newly in. Of course, one of the highlight reel goals of the season as Tallahassee tries to go direct in over the top and be scooped up by Camille Lilly, the Roots goalkeeper here this evening. Played out wide here. Sadberry, an offensive opportunity. Service coming inside the box. Looking for Bartasek just on the outside of the 6-yard box. And that one will be dispelled initially here. Cleared out here by the Roots, but still on the fringe of the defending third. Looking for an outlet. Good pressure here by Tallahassee to keep them out of it. Sadberry in position to prevent the outlet pass, and Tallahassee will get a throw in back towards midfield. Thompson drops back to Fazerlacki. Pressure here coming from the Roots. DeWolf back to Goodrich. Calming. Slides it out here to Linville. It will be out of play here for a Roots throw in. It's about 35, 40 yards from goal, depth-wise. As this one's going to be scooped off of the attacker's foot here by Frost.
Yeah, quick reference for our viewers. The goals are at the end of the end zone, so if you're looking at the yard lines, tack on 10 yards.
Cheap trick, indeed. Helps in the center of play when you don't know where exactly we are. Frost twists this one out of play, bounces back into the turf here for a Roots throw-in as we are already into the second minute of stoppage time here in the first half. Really, we've only had the water break and the goal, so factoring in the water break, if they do so, you know, we probably will be trending more towards 4 minutes is kind of the theme that we've seen here be played out. As we've seen it both ways, both stopping for the water break and going through the water break. But today we were told we will be mowing through. There you go. So 2 minutes official stoppage time here. So if that's correct, this is probably the last offensive spurt for either team. Goodrich will come out and get this one. Referee hand in the air, and it is halftime. So that's how we will take this one into the break. 1-0 in favor of the visitors. So Ben, quick reactions here from the first half.
Very exciting first half. I think both teams, both sets of fans can agree on that. It's been a pretty even game so far. The Roots obviously had the best chance because they scored an excellent header from Rynearson all the way across the 6-yard box. Really impressive. But Tallahassee has been playing really well, too. They've had a lot of good attempts at goals, so this is still anyone's game.
Absolutely. Of course, you just heard the announcement. Crossbar challenge gearing up here. $300 at stake. And makes you wonder if you won that, Ben, what would be something that you do with the money?
Well, you know, if my home wasn't doing very well, you know, maybe some bugs were getting in there, I'd probably take that $300 and call Cook's Pest Control.
Ooh, well, that's a great idea because they have 6 states they're serving in the Southeast. So the coverage is everywhere. They're in my neighborhood. They're in downtown. They're in your neighborhood. They're everywhere. They've been providing pest control and termite control for more than 90 years here in the Southeast. Regardless of your specific pest control needs, they're here to help. Whether you're dealing with common household pests, a termite infestation, or other pest-related concerns, the experienced team is equipped to provide the solutions you require. You can also think about, if you get the money, investing, becoming a part owner of the Tallahassee Reckoning, of course, offering up shares for ownership. It's like a Green Bay Packers situation that you can get going on here today. So make sure you visit the action that you need to do. I would check out TLHReckoning.com for more information. Hey, get in on this action. As you can see, fun stuff out here in the summer, whether it's WPSL, USLW, they got you on a lot of different levels here from the pre-professional realm. More to come after the break, but we got to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. So we're going to jump out here, and we will be back here shortly. Sooner than you know it, second half getting ready to get going. And, of course, we're going to snap in. We got to come back for that crossbar challenge. We're going to see if we can't hand out some money here tonight. Andrew Duke, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett here for your presentation of Reckoning Live.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee. We're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
And we're back here. We had to cut in, so apologize for that abrupt interruption. Crossbar challenge going on. Our first contestant, ticket 4001120, unsuccessful. But we have another opportunity here. I got to go get the camera. Ben, take us away.
All right, Jupe, I got you. Let's see. We've got our contestant getting ready to go. Our shots have not been great so far. Oh, just short of the 18-yard box. It did go in the goal, but unfortunately, you gotta hit the crossbar. So unfortunately for our contestants today, they will not be going home with any money. But the good news for you at home, if you want to make some money, go out there, buy a raffle ticket, come to a game, and you could win. Who knows? It's $300 tonight, but it is going to keep going up as more people keep missing. You got to get down here to the Nest Gene Cox Stadium on the south side of Tallahassee, Florida.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself here, Ben. So, of course, if you're just joining us, you're wondering what in the world is going on. I wanted the soccer game. It's okay. We're here, but we're halftime. So we had a little crossbar challenge. It is a growing phenomenon here on Tallahassee's south side. Nobody can hit the crossbar challenge. I think we're 0 for 8 on the season for our contestants. So what does the Reckoning do? They say, hey, we're trying to raise some money for the soccer club, but if you've got what it takes, you could take away some serious cash. So I believe, well, I know for a fact tonight it was at 300. I think the way they've been doing it, every day, match day, that we go without another winner, we throw another 100 bones in the mix. So by the weekend, as we get ready for the doubleheader coming up here, which you know is going to be massive, we're going to have both top-of-the-table teams here at the same day. WPSL, they're in top dog Pensacola, and then, of course, in the USLW, Miami Athletic Club going to be coming down. So a couple of road trips, a big Saturday, the last day of May. You won't want to miss it. Come down here and win yourself some cash.
Yeah, absolutely. And, primarily, you want to be here for the soccer, support your local club. But, we know you guys. We know you guys want to make some cold, hard cash. So get down here to the Nest. Who knows? It's $300 tonight. Maybe it'll be $400 on Saturday. I'm not promising anything, but it's been going up. It's been going up.
Ooh, absolutely. That's part of the beautiful home cooking here at the Nest. Of course, maybe you got kids, so, you come in here, get that crossbar challenge raffle ticket. You hit the crossbar, you win the cash, and then you know what? I want my child to be the next Kendall Sadberry, to be the next Layla Thompson, to be the next Paige Churchill, to be the next, whoever your favorite player, Autumn Woodard, Zamaya Hill, whoever that could be. This is a great opportunity. Check out TLHReckoning.com for more information on soccer camps and all that good stuff. We're going to go back to the old commercial break because we've got about 7 minutes before we get rolling here with the second half of action. Come right back here on Tallahassee Reckoning Live. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, and Natalie Everett here bringing you the action just a couple minutes from half number 2.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee. We're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with a Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the South, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the South, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee. We're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train.
Are you ready for this? We're back here, Tallahassee Reckoning, getting ready to get it on. Of course, got the jams going on in the stadium here. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, 90 Live, bringing you the action here from G-Cox Stadium. You feeling this, Ben?
I'm feeling it. I'm ready for this.
Boom, ba-dum. All right, we'll go ahead and get it on. Of course, your Tallahassee Reckoning trailing currently by a goal 2-0. So hopefully looking to start back strong. They've been a great second half team. Let's try to do more of that out here tonight against a solid Florida Roots opponent. Both of these teams, at least on points, tied for second place in the table at the moment here. 3 points apiece. Tallahassee going from right to left here in the second half. Instant service there from Manders to Woodard, who both started the game and are now back in after sitting towards the end of the second half. Wilson dumps it out of play. Wilson comes up a little gimpy. Looks like a little hitch in the giddy-up over there for the reliable center back here for the Roots. Quick throw in from Linville. Manders flicks it on here to Sadberry. Tries to turn and go central, but it'll be dispossessed and flooded out of play there. But it'll be, once again, a Tallahassee throw-in to the former Wakulla War Eagle, Caitlin Linville.
Yeah, it was a good attempt there by Sadberry to dummy the defender. Just ran a little bit longer than she was hoping.
Monster throw is going to make Wilson deal with it again. And Tallahassee will get a throw in about 15 yards from goal depth-wise from the far side. Linville was going to go long, but now pauses, regroups, and gets it rolling again. Try to go all the way into Sadberry. It's deflected out by Wilson, and will go all the way across the field, and this will be good for another Tallahassee throw-in.
Get my eyes are going back and forth. Can't keep track.
Whoa. Back and forth, which what you should be doing here as we're looking at the out-of-town scoreboard. It looks like the Pensacola senior team versus the academy team is just about to kick off. We have 2 games allegedly taking place here tonight. We're also waiting for that Gulf Coast Conference, so we will keep you updated on those scores as they will affect the table. Secondary ball picked off by Frost from 18 yards out, but it'll be cleared here by the Roots. Great pressure here from Tallahassee in the first 2 minutes of this half. Ben, what you think?
Yeah, good aggressive start. You never know how teams are going to come out of the box, come out of half when they're down, but Tallahassee's got the right mentality. They're going for it.
Yeah, and in games this season, Tallahassee has outscored their opponents 3-0 in all second halves. This one has deflected here. Woodard back to goal. Nice little overlapping run on the far side. Manders trying to thread through traffic. The Thomas University Nighthawk over to Reynolds. Cleared out here by the Roots. Reinierson back in the mix here in the second half. The Roots will come away and spill this one. Thompson will have to get on the horse and track back this one. Nice long strides there from Layla Thompson. Able to calmly get it back to Goodrich. Here, the Old Dominion goalkeeper.
Referee saying that one just went out of play.
Come back to us, and once again, we want to keep an eye on these out-of-area scores. National anthem is finished. Pensacola and the Academy getting ready to lift off. This one's going to be dropped in, looking for Woodard. Deflected out of play here by the Roots, so it'll be a Tallahassee throw in. So loving the aggressiveness early here. Tallahassee wants to try to get this one back even with an opportunity to press for the lead. Trying to get the full 3 at home against a tough Root squad. Circling back and poking this one free. I believe that's Rebecca Ryan. Deflected out of play here. I believe it's Frost, but it'll be a Roots throw in. They take it very quickly. Looking for Dalton, 30 yards out from goal, hounded by Thompson on that right-hand side. Taking a shot from distance, skips outside of the 6-yard box, and no real danger for Goodrich between the pipes.
Yeah, and that was another thing we wanted to see at half is how does Florida Roots deal with having the lead? Looks like they're going to stay on the attack as well.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we saw for that second half for large parts, just kind of the back and forth, especially kind of minute 5 to about minute 35. We saw the breaks kind of go on the game after the water break. Both teams kind of settled down, and we had a little back and forth there, but mostly kind of sweeping possessions. Throw in straight to Fazerlaki. She'll get it out of danger here for your Reckoning. Secondary ball cleared, but scooped back in by the visitors. Hannah Hassel will start the second half. She's putting on the defense here in the midfield. Reynolds spills out, and that's going to be Griffin. Nice physical positioning there. Able to win that ball back. A nice little bit of individual class as well. Shielding off the defender. Tried to rip a hole in those nice new jerseys from the Reckoning. But Griffin, gets out of there just in time. I was about to say Reynolds, because there's Reynolds right there. Both great defensive players here at different levels. Good pressure by Sadberry. Going to lead into the throw here for the Reckoning, but an action-packed middle segment of the field here, Ben, that kind of middle third.
Yeah, we're seeing some good action in there. As you know, right as I speak, they start going at it. And now Florida Roots and looks like Ryan Neerson's battling it away, and perhaps unfairly so, according to the referee.
Yep.
The Florida Roots coach down on the near sideline doesn't seem to agree with the call. Put his hands on his head.
And Woodard back to Reynolds. Squares it off here to Hassel. Back to goal, back to Thompson. Looks like they're going back 3 once again. Fazerlaki, Griffin, Thompson, the back line, as it's been all game. The only 4, along with Goodrich, the keeper, not to be subbed out in the first half of the play. The entire midfield and the entire front line was flipped at a point. And so we have a combination of starters and players who started the game.
And we saw just there Tallahassee trying another one of those long balls over the top. So looks like they're going to stick with that strategy. They believe it's going to work.
Sadberry getting back to her favorite left foot over the top, looking for Woodard. She's inside the box. Sprawling effort with the right foot. Gets on frame. 7 yards out. Not enough to beat Lily, but a great attempt. Solo run by Sadberry. Beautiful ball in. Woodard, fantastic control, bringing it down. Shot attempt, I thought it was franchise goal number 11 for Autumn Woodard.
Yeah, good effort by her. Having to battle 2 defenders, wasn't able to get clean contact on it, and Lily was able to gobble it up.
Of course, 7 minutes and change here into this first half. Here's Fazerlaki in an attacking position, slaloming through defenders. She's still on the ball, is the center back all the way into the 6-yard box, but it'll be dispelled here by the Roots, and they'll look to clear. So, nice rotation here as Linville comes back from the midfield to give protection to Fazerlaki, who was up in offensive attack. And the Arizona State player hauling back defensively now will settle in to that back line. But good communication for the Reckoning to be able to cover for and prevent that instant counterattack there by the Roots. Centering ball is going to be dangerous. Goodrich coming off the line. Attempt there by Dalton, but outside the near post. Good sprawling coverage there by Goodrich to make sure they didn't sneak that one in.
Yeah, good to see for our viewing audience that this is going to continue to be an end-to-end contest, it appears.
Woo! Indeed. So it'll be a goal kick here for Tallahassee, minute 54. Out to Sadberry. Sadberry's been a targeted player here. It looks like we have 8 starters to start the second half. The only 3 are Hassel, Reynolds, Sadberry. that did not begin the game with us. Oh, no, correct me. That's Frost as well. So 7 of those. Long ball, Manders, Woodard in the area. Neither able to come up with that one as it's poked through for the Roots, but good fight by Manders. The Nighthawk able to get back in possession. Threads it through. Good solo effort inside the box. Right foot on the ground. Sprawling effort by Lily to her left. Keeps it out of the net. Almost the equalizer for Tallahassee.
Yeah, that was really exciting. You saw the center back was frozen there because she didn't know quite whether to go for Manders dribbling under or stay with Woodard, who's so dangerous. Ultimately got frozen. That's how Manders was able to get so open. Drove at goal, just couldn't get enough mustard on the shot.
Yep. Good take there by Manders, though. We've seen some great runs here in the second half by the Reckoning players. Fazerlacki, Sadberry, Manders, all getting in with some great individual effort, creating some real chances for this team.
Yeah, certainly, and that's what makes this team so exciting. You love to see it out there.
Throw in, come in here quickly for the visitors. DeWolf trying to get it up to the front line, looking for Dalton, but Tallahassee, Goodrich up to the task. Nice long ball going all the way across the field into the attacking half. Great turn by Manders. It's a 3-on-3 situation, trying to get it set up for Sadberry. Lily off the line. Just a little too heavy for Sadberry, and Tallahassee continues to create fantastic opportunities here the first 11 minutes of this half.
Man, this is blockbuster stuff, y'all. I mean, all full credit to Lily, man. Without her, Tallahassee might have 2 or 3 goals at this point. She's very aggressive in goal and very good.
There you go. So score update out from Pensacola. PFC has taken the lead over the Academy 1-0. So as far as the live table goes, this would take Pensacola top of the table along with the Roots. Substitution coming here. Bulgarian, number 22, in for the Roots. And DeWolf will take a seat. Throw in from Barnett. Chested down to the new substitute, but taken away here by Tallahassee. Hassel coming back with it. She's kind of settling in. Gone with a little bit more of a defensive midfielding position here as they open up this 3-5-2. Of course, levels. Flick on, greatly done by Sadberry, looking for Woodard. Last touch by Wilson and the Roots here.
Kick that one into the top row of the bleachers.
That indeed. Woodard back to Griffin. One times it to Sadberry. And they're going to say out of play here. Substitution coming for the Roots. Stanley going to be back in, who was an early sub to the injured Dalton. She was on the left midfield, and it looks like she's going back that way. I believe she comes in for Rebecca Ryan as she'll take a seat for the Roots. So throw in for the visitors here on the defensive half. They're in white and black, going left to right. Your Tallahassee Reckoning in the two-tone pink, going right to left here in half number 2.
Yeah, good little play there from Tallahassee. Just a little too strong on the pass to Woodard there.
And another one in for Pensacola, 2-0 now in the 6th minute of that game. So I think on goal differential, Pensacola will go into sole possession of first place in the live table here of the Gulf Coast Conference, Third Coast Division.
Say that 5 times fast.
Gulf Coast Conference, Third Coast Division. 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 Gulf Coast Conference, Third Coast Division.
Well done.
Swish.
Fist bump. There you go.
It's a little midweek madness here, your Tallahassee Reckoning. Holding tough here with the Florida Roots. Feels like we got a goal or two in this game, Ben. I could really see it going either way, to be honest. But I don't think we're going to stay 1-0.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. There's just too much action both ways. I highly doubt if we've seen the last goal from either team.
Great save by Manders. Oh, the Nighthawk can't turn the corner there. Great effort there by Sasha. Once again, sprawling effort by Lily to keep that one from going back into play.
What was it? Mickey Andrews used to say, "Play to the echo of the whistle." That's what Lily was doing there.
There you go.
Nothing's getting by me.
The second whistle, yeah, for sure. Wilson will get us going once again. Nice win out here by Frost. Instantly up to Woodard. Great position for her. She'll double back 20 yards from goal, drops it off. Looking for Linville to go off and out of play. Here, Waters just got a fantastic ability to take it out of the air, bring it to her foot, and make an assertive position there. I've seen a number of chances, and it feels like she's so close to breaking the threshold here tonight.
It really does. She's got this, like you said, just remarkable ability on the ball. We're probably about to see it right here.
Oh, does this one get through to Sadberry? A little too far for Woodard, a little too short for Sadberry. Wilson will clear it. Brings it out of the skies. Dalton, nice little bit of control. Hounded by Reynolds. Relentless on the defensive end. And I love how Reynolds locks in, too. Almost like she's playing one-on-one defense on a basketball court. The way she sits down in the stance, tries to pin you off, very directional, makes you decide, not going to let you go right down Main Street. Wilson, long ball to right. Nearson had to have it from Fazerlacki, and does. Doubleheader to clean it up. On over to Reynolds. Great dispossess. Gets to the front line in Woodard. Little 1-2 with Reynolds. Has Sadberry, who's holding the line. Flag stays. Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Sadberry was holding the line.
Yeah, that one looked pretty close, but the Roots have done a really good job with their offside trap tonight.
Yeah, I want to check that one out, Ben. That was close. Waiting for the ball to be played. On the delayed feed. Sadberry was on the 25. Yep.
Just offside?
Shoulder, maybe, but I think it's a good call.
I said we send it to VAR. Let's get some of those graphics up where they've got the lines cutting off people's shoulders.
Lasers. We got to be close to that kind of technology here. Maybe later in the season we'll be able to break that up.
You got to stick around, folks. Got to watch every game. See what new tech we're going to break out.
There you go. When do we break out the lasers? Reinierson tries to thread it through, wins a secondary ball at the initial clearance, chopped down, and this might get Fazerlacki in the book. And it looks like the ref wants to call her back and does, so that'll be a Tallahassee yellow card there. That's going to be on 48. Fazerlacki, the Arizona State Sun Devil, getting in the book with the yellow card. And not only that, but a free kick opportunity here. Wilson and Reinierson, an opportunity to bring the old band back together, which we've seen them do a couple of times this season, including tonight off the goal kick in the first half, the only goal we have here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think there's any mystery about where this ball's going.
So, of course, kind of floating in the back post. Watch number 17, corner of the 6. Fazerlacki and Reinierson is going to be the duel to look for. Fazerlacki initiating contact here. Wants to try to keep her out of positioning. It's going to bounce, skip through the 6-yard box. Able to volley it off the turf. Sadberry tries to bring it down and does, but it'll be out of play. And to throw in here. But the initial danger dispelled here. Make them throw it in and take care of business that way.
Yeah, good to see Fazerlacki win that duel.
Absolutely. She's been a stalwart on the back line this season. Really impressed. First year here with the Reckoning, but really enjoying her contributions and what she brings to the squad. Hassel, oh, chopped down like a live oak there, 45 yards from goal.
We got any teams out of Live Oak?
Not in this league. I'd have to check. There might be some in the Sunshine Conference, but we're a little too far from north. Of course, we're Gulf Coast Conference, Third Coast Division, Ben. We might see the Sunshine Conference later on here once we get into regional play. On the ground, great ball from Woodard to Sadberry. Going to have to catch up to the secondary ball. Great job to keep in. Oh, I don't think so. We might have to go to our little delayed feed here, Ben. But that looked like with the off foot that Sadberry was able to keep it in play.
Yeah, Jupe's going to our own version of VAR. It's called rewinding the feed a little bit.
I'm the referee now. The long ball is going to be initially won by Tallahassee. It's going to be tough to see. Yeah, I don't think whole ball cross, Ben. Obviously, the visitors don't want to hear that hometown call, but I think that's the real deal. Long ball is going to be won by Wilson. She's been busy. Woodard giving her a lot of trouble as they move Woodard into the internal center forward position. I feel like she's gotten, oddly enough, more channels to do some damage in the middle as opposed to the wing. Linville into the box, dispossessed, scoops back on top of it, has Manders in support, turns out of it, 18 yards out, left-footed shot, skips into Lily, awkward handling, but able to come up with it. Woodard threatening in the area, but still the Reckoning sit on zeros, and the entire bench gets up and will warm up. Substitutions coming here for Tallahassee.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see some good changes to keep up this attacking edge. Tallahassee's really got the intensity. You want to make sure you have fresh players, fresh legs to keep that going.
Absolutely. And here's a little offensive spell. A little miscommunication there. That's the old hook versus the old fly route there, Ben, on the left side positioning here on top of the football numbers. Ben, pop quiz. So a couple of players that we talked about here on this flag football team we've been referencing for Charles. Reynolds, number 17. Sadberry, number 3. Any predictions? Sadberry, dual threat quarterback. Number of touchdowns this past season.
Number of touchdowns this past season. How many games do they play?
They ended up playing, I believe, 19 games.
19 games? Let's see. Dual threat. 75.
75, little steep. Defensive team, 41 total
41.
touchdowns. 31 by the air, 10 on the ground.
Okay, the dual threat had me thinking there was some double counting going on.
Yes. If we doubled it, yeah, that'd be right there. A big defensive squad. One of the meanest defensive teams, flag football-wise, I've seen in quite some time. Centering ball there from Manders. Turns into a half shot here in minute 66. Keep Lily on her toes, but still on that zero here for the Reckoning. And they are pressing hard, which I like that you have the substitutions. You know, you can only keep up at that level for so long, sustainable here. Though the weather is nice and it has broken. Manders, some fantastic play the last 5 times. Woodard from distance tries to find upper 90, but just a bit over the top. Man, Woodard is so close.
And this is one of the advantages that Tallahassee can take. You see here, Florida Roots, they are not having their goalkeeper take the goal kicks. They're having one of their center backs, which means Woodard and the other Tallahassee players can play a lot higher up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you win that initial ball, all of a sudden you've got that shot right there that's wide open.
There you go. And in the field, it's 9 on 10. Secondary ball able to get through. Hassel. Tallahassee collects over the top, looking for Manders. A sneaky run here on the back of the 6-yard box. Collision. And that's going to be, by rule of the law, that's going to be an instant card, even though there didn't appear to be any malintent. So that's going to put the second Tallahassee player in the book. Sasha Manders now joins Lucy Fazerlacki. The 40s, good for some yellow cards today here, 46 and 48 for Tallahassee. It's a free kick coming here for the Roots. 2 players now in the book. So now this is an interesting situation, especially with the physical defender Fazerlacki, who is one of only 4 players yet to see the bench here tonight. How long are you able to roll the dice here with her, which as an experienced player, you feel comfortable with her working with yellow. But there's always that looming danger, especially with an aggressive Reinierson who's going to be right on her hip pocket. Oh, an opportunity to press. Reynolds almost takes it away. Secondary pressure does get it. Griffin. It's going to be a foot rest for Sadberry. She's going to win that more often than not. Has Woodard in the middle. She can turn the corner. Shielded away, and that one's got enough momentum to get to the goal line. Oh, she saves it. This one they save, says play on. What a battle. Sadberry and Barnett in an absolute duel over here on the near side, and Reckoning will win the throw-in. Great work by Sadberry. Woodard turns to goal, hounded by Wilson. Shielded out of position, and they'll say goal kick for the Roots. That is one thing with the turf. The surface is nice, the ball travels well, but in situations like that you're trying to turn, that's where the turf can be a little bit of your enemy and kind of come back to get you a little bit.
Yeah, it can get you there, but that was good, exciting, good physical play. Both players really going for it in both of those interactions, and now you can hear the crowd. You get some energy going from the crowd here. They're getting into it.
Come on, crowd. Come on, crowd. 35th minute out in Pensacola, still 2-0 in favor of the senior team. Sadberry going over the top to Woodard. Can she set up a little 1-2? Woodard tries to turn the corner again. Cannot get around it, and it'll be another goal kick here for the visitors. Woof. Getting close. Man, getting so close. But Woodard on the left side, first half, second half, been absolutely tearing it up.
And we're still seeing, Tallahassee's keeping them under pressure. And again, because the goalkeeper's not taking the goal kicks, the Roots are continuously on the back foot. They're going to really have to get a foot on the ball to get back in this game.
The long ball over the top. Thompson stumbles. Break could be on here for the Roots. Reckoning a little stretched. Centering ball to Griffin. Awkward clearance. Goodrich going to be called upon here. This one spills wide. And it looks like she did not touch it. 71st minute. Polar opposites here between the two teams. Nobody warming up for the Roots. The entire bench warming up here for Tallahassee.
Yeah, and we'll see if maybe that'll prove to be an advantage. It's a midweek game. Both teams preparing for the weekend. Tallahassee's probably got that in mind as well.
Right.
But we'll see if these fresh legs prove to be a decisive factor in this game's final 20 or so minutes.
Yeah, for sure. So throw in over here to the near side for the visitors. Chested down. Sadberry, Frost, both in pursuit. Clearance there by Frost to get it out of danger. It's headed to Georgia Southwestern in the fall. Also a member of the U.S. Virgin Islands national team.
How about that?
So getting some international experience is Frost.
We do have a worldwide audience.
Absolutely. Not just a joke. Sadberry with 3 Roots in the area. Has some support, but this one's going to be cleared out initially.
And you might say she dug her way out from in between the Roots.
There you go. Got him. Uprooted that defense here. Long throw in goes wayward, and it'll be off to a Roots throw. I don't know if it ever came into play.
Yeah, I think that's what the referee is saying. Got to retake it.
Right. As Griffin humorously wipes her hands off on coach, Dr. Fontes, to be able to get a better grip on the ball. Coach doesn't seem to be put off by it. Of course, the former FSU player herself probably seems something of the sort. Of course, Dr. Fontes was, or is, the founder CEO of the club, but also was part of those teams that kind of set the foundation for what has turned into an absolutely flourishing powerhouse of Florida State University soccer. 4 stars, Ben?
4-time champions.
There you go. 4-time national champions.
We'll get 5 in the fall.
NCAA. And I think 3 in the past 12 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we 2018, 2021, and 2023. Of course, the first one coming in 2014.
Yeah, so all 4. Yeah, my mistake. All 4 in the past 11, 12 years. Service from Fazerlecki. Great ball to Manders. Brings it down with the right knee. Back to goal. Trying to turn inside the box. Physical contact from the defender. Can she turn the corner? She goes down, but I don't think the ref is going to call that one in the box. They say play on. Poor ball to the outlet will result in a Tallahassee Reckoning throw-in. Manders once again getting into position, trying to back down her defender. Gets the turn, has a chop at it, but it'll twist out of play. Manders putting in some tough battles over there on that far side.
Yeah, this referee's letting him play tonight.
That he is. That he is. Long ball from Wilson. This one's going to go all the way up to the front line. Body's hitting the full. Bulgarin with the header for the Roots. Hassel in defense. Now Linville on Bulgarin. Tries to split the double team. Reynolds does a great play, a secondary defense. Woodard, they say flag stays down. She's got Sadberry in the middle of the box. Goes on the ground for Reynolds on her back foot. Can't really get around it. And it'll be a save by Lily, but the Reckoning threatening once again.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too far behind Reynolds. She had to stretch for it, which means she didn't quite get the power on it that she wanted. Ended up scuffing it a little bit.
Woo. This one service back in here as Ryan takes a run at it, out of play. Of course, we're using the black lines. Update as we're scoreboard watching. The senior team for Pensacola adds another one, 3-0 now in the 40th minute of that game. So they've cemented once again, doubling down. Live table has them going top. Allison Dalton back into the game here for the Roots. Flicked on here to Reynolds. Reynolds has been very productive here since coming in off the bench, wearing a right knee brace. I wonder if that's factored into her limited playing here. Sadberry, nice bit of individual prowess there. Centering ball gets picked off here by the Roots. They're looking to counter. This is an opportunity for them. Great positioning by Linville. Had a busy second half. Linville over the top, looking for Woodard and Manders, but splits the difference. Secondary ball falls to Hassel, 50 yards from goal. Flag stays down. Sadberry going to be able to give chase to it. Oh, the old delayed flag here in minute 76. And that may be the water break here for the second half.
That was a little cruel there by the sideline judge.
Because Sadberry was watching. It's like, if you're going to keep the flag down, I'm going to make the run. Waited till she touched the ball, then shoot, flag up, which I guess is kind of letter of the law, but
fair enough.
Cruel, I think, is fair to say. So visitors still up by that single goal here, Ben, as we head towards the water break. Of course, we have our Cooks pest control player of the game that we're still looking for. Who are some of your early? I wouldn't say early anymore. Who are some of your nominees, or who's some players that you're looking at for the Cooks Pest Control, the pest of the game for the opponent, player of the game here for the Reckoning?
I've got our current front three in mind. Any of those three, Sadberry, Manders, and Woodard, any three of them, because they're all creating trouble up front. I think if one of them gets a goal, that's going to tip the scales in favor of our Cooks Pest Control pest of the game.
Pest of the game. Of course, 6 southeastern states. They've been at it for over 90 years. They're in my neighborhood. They're in your neighborhood. Let's get the deal done. I feel like we need to get him a deal here with Gene Cox Stadium. I was actively spraying wasps at halftime. Our camera person, Natalie Everett, is doing a fantastic job out there tonight. We're trying to keep her safe. And so we had to spray for the pest down there. Luckily, we were able to do so. But maybe, hey, Cooks, can you come back? We got a couple big ones this weekend. We have a big soccer festivity. Of course, the doubleheader on Saturday. For those fans of lower league soccer, we have a total of 3 games still to come this week. So enjoy the ride. It's going to be a fun one here in Tallahassee. Substitutions aplenty coming in here for Tallahassee. Forrester's in for the Roots. Ali Baca will head up. She's going to go to the front line, which we have not seen her play here tonight. Woodard to the bench, so we probably will not see Woodard again, which is a shame. She's definitely kind of a front runner. Yeah, I was with you, Ben. Probably had Woodard as my front runner, the pest of the game. But Manders has been picking up some steam, made it a little bit of a closer race. It'll be interesting to see. Ball one. I think Reynolds has also worked her way into the candidacy, too.
Certainly.
Centering ball here to Hassel. Reynolds has been a stalwart defensively. Deflection falling to the previously mentioned Reynolds. Back on top of it is Frost, taking it through these weaving avenues, looking for Linville on the outside, but it'd be a little too strong.
You know, on a turf field, that one's going to just get away with you. Maybe on grass, that pass winds up completed.
Yep. Truce would be a Roots throw in over on the far side. 79th minute. This one's going to be chested down, sticking to the shoulder over there. Here's Manders. Threads it through to Baca. Tried a little 1-2 with number 46 and 47 in your program. Sprawled out, and I think a nice play by Frost just to get out defensively. But the Roots want to go quickly. Thompson on top of it. And of course, signing almost exactly to the day. Was it 6 months? Signing with Louisiana Tech? Or just 5 months? Over the top, here's Manders. Fantastic position. Can she get it back on left-footed effort? And it's a reckoning goal! Minute number 80. Sasha Manders puts it in the back of the net, and we're back even.
Woo! That long ball finally worked out. We told you that this would not be the last goal, and it was starting to look a little dicey. Were we going to look like fools? But, man, that long ball finally worked out. It's been coming all game. This is not a surprise to anyone that they've scored. Sasha Manders, excellent run over the top. Way to fight off the defender. It almost got away from her, but she got it just enough on it to get it past the keeper. Excellent job by Sasha Manders. And great ball in, too. Cannot forget the pass over the top.
Yeah, it was an absolute gorgeous ball. So it puts us back to even. So, more importantly here for the Reckoning, it's Manders' second goal of the season, tying her atop the Golden Boot race here for the Reckoning with Woodard in WPSL play. Bulgarian trying to shear it off here, her defender. They say foul called as we have a substitution pending. Once again, the dangerous DeWolf. Man, she's a frontline player typically, but it looks like she's going to... Oh, yeah, she is going to the front line. Usually on the left we've seen, but they're going to throw over to the right-hand side, go up top, as it looks like the visitors wants to press offensively. They're not trying to save the point. They want to get back and go all three. Long ball. This is going to be dangerous. Top of the 18. Falls to Dalton. Dealt with well here by the Reckoning. Now they're on the score sheet. Here comes Sadberry. Baca in the area. Triple team on Sadberry. It's going to be deflected out of play for Reckoning throw-in. And I think that was kind of the game plan is, hey, when number 3 gets the ball, players swarming to her side. Of course, the collegiate prospect, Sadberry, rising sophomore for Childs High School. Back to Griffin, right-footed two-time here to Baca. Oh, beautiful turn. Manders in the box, Hassel up top. On the ground, Manders doubles the delight. The Reckoning are in again. It's a Tallahassee goal. Minute 81. Gain the lead. How about it, Ben?
Love it. The super sub, Ali Baca, coming off the bench, getting an excellent turn with the ball, getting to the end line, getting the pass in, and Sasha Manders has now doubled her goal tally on the night. Doubled her goal tally in 2 minutes. There we go. Tallahassee has the lead.
Unreal. Some fantastic service to feed the beast, and the beast is Sasha Manders now with 2 goals here. Like you said, Ben, in less than 2 minutes, it's given Tallahassee the lead and would put them in sole possession of second place in the live table. Beautiful assist there from Baca, and we've seen her come in and put some valuable minutes in here. So I think we have a new front runner for the Cooks Pest Control Pest of the game here for the Florida Roots.
Yeah,
AKA Tallahassee Player of the Game.
Yeah, what was my comment? Whoever gets the goal is probably gonna take the edge.
There you go.
I think, and who knows? Now she's on a hat trick. Let's see what she
more.
can do.
There could be more. With the brace, as they like to say. Not to be confused with the brace that Charlotte Reynolds is wearing on her right knee. Was put in a quality game so far here today.
Certainly has.
Not much movement outside of Baca here in the second half for your squad here. But an impressive lead here for Tallahassee. They're not finished. Service. Baca trying to get the return from Manders. Trying to reverse the combination. And Lily off the line here for the Roots as how drastically things have changed in the last 4 minutes. The Tallahassee twosome has given them the lead. Oh, nice little 1-2 Reynolds to Sadberry. This one's going to get through. Baca on it again. She can't stop being involved. Centering ball off the left foot. It's going to be corralled there by Lily. Once again under duress.
Yeah, and you love to see that from Tallahassee. You know, very easy once you've taken the lead, sit back, try and control the last, 7, 8, 9 minutes of this game. But no, they're feeling it. They're going on the attack.
Absolutely. That's what you got to do at home, right? What's the old adage, Ben, as far as the home-away split? At home, you got to get all three.
Absolutely.
So they're going for it here, and so far it's paid off. We saw the aggressive mindset. It looks like a couple more changes coming here for Tallahassee. Roots comfortable to hold serve, it looks like, on their sideline. Still no activity from the subs, which has been, we had some subs here in the last couple minutes, but interesting developments here. Thompson floods it out here to Linville. Full stride, tried to thread it through to Baca. A little too strong, and it's going to be cleared out here defensively by Forrester. Quickly back in the possession of Tallahassee, and it's going to be Nolan Haley and Elsa Stedman into the game. And for the first time, Abby Griffin will take a seat. So it looks like that'll be a clean substitution as Nolan Haley will probably fall into the left back role, which he is. They're still going 3 in the back. And it looks like Stedman's going to go up top. I believe it's Hassel is going to take the long way around, so Stedman's going to come into the midfield. Throw in going here. Manders, once again, potential for a hat trick. I do not believe we've seen a hat trick in franchise history, Ben. I'd have to check the numbers, but I'm pretty confident. I know for sure we have not seen one at home, but I do not think that we've seen one anywhere franchise history at the pre-professional level here for Tallahassee.
Sounds like it's time to make some history.
Dun, 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 dun. They made history just by founding the club, right? The first solely women-run organization here in the city. The pre-professional level. They've done a great job here in the community, the academy. Now 2 pre-professional teams, one at the WPSL, one at the USLW. Both for the local game, coaching up players, putting them in environments of great games, great contests, and also bringing in a couple players to help show what this can be, right? So great little bunch here. And it looks like Fazerlak is using Charlotte Reynolds as a human shield to set up a pick play. Oh, and it gets to Fazerlak on the back post. That was fantastic gamesmanship there by Fazerlak. That's a pro move.
Yeah, that was cool to see a little strategy there, and it very nearly paid off.
Yeah. And how about Reynolds? They would term it a glue girl, right? As a person, you talk about that teammate doing all the gritty stuff or the stuff for the team. That's a check on the box there. As
little human shield.
Reynolds just operated as a battering ram for the defender in order to free up Fazerlak. That was a fun little sequence. Long ball coming here. Stedman, her first touch since coming into the game. Underlapping run by Fazerlak. She's in a little bit of space, throws it through back to Stedman. Able to hit Sadberry. Has Haley on an overlapping run, but it's going to be dispossessed by DeWolf. Sadberry diving forward and now chopped down. And DeWolf's going to go in the book. It's the first time that the visitors are going to get the old yellow card. And that's going to be on number 6, Addison DeWolf.
Yeah, that was a fairly straightforward yellow card. You can't really take a second bite at a player when she's on the ground like that.
Yeah, typically not. And it'd be interesting to see what would have developed, because I believe the initial call might have been in favor of the Roots. But the second one was definitely enough to lend itself not only to the yellow card, but free kick here for Tallahassee. Had the people up in arms a little bit, chopped down.
Some consternation from the crowd.
Yeah. There's some cheers, and then there's also some jeers from Tallahassee. Hopefully Sadberry's all right. That'll take the wind out of you, man. Losing your legs. Bam! Landing right on your rib cage, full stretch there.
On
But
this hard turf field.
yeah, dangerous positioning here. 30 yards from goal. Stedman free kick. Going to go a screamer across the face of goal. Reynolds in the area, a little too strong. Lilly up to the task there for the visitors.
Yeah, that was a good. We've seen some really good set pieces here from Tallahassee tonight. They haven't necessarily resulted in goals, but they've created good chances. Some good coaching going on here. This team.
Yeah, accurate placement and effective. Generating opportunities. Not all of them have been on goal, right? But some of them have forced Lilly to save. And obviously, Fazerlak is going to be a key target going forward. Goodrich getting in some little backpedal drills there.
Little time wasting.
Hey, you got to get in on it. Goodrich hasn't got many touches as well, which is good from a Tallahassee standpoint. Love that.
Yeah, particularly in the second half, Tallahassee's been much more the aggressor. So it's kind of good that we haven't seen a lot of Goodrich so far.
Absolutely. This one's going to be spilled out here. And, of course, a reminder that this is a Hometown Reckoning produced broadcast. This one going to be spilled out, looking for Sadberry here.
There'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time.
So 3 minutes going to be the official ruling stoppage time upcoming for your Tallahassee Reckoning.
Looks like they're taking it to the corner, trying to take some more time off the clock.
This one's thrown in. And I need to reset that one.
No issues with that. Take as much time as you want, Roots.
Hey, absolutely. Go for it. This one's cleared out here by the Roots. It looks like sanctions dealed out here by the admin. Some profanity in the chat, and they were censored. Going forward, shot attempt. Reynolds from distance, 35 yards out. Good play there by the Reckoning. Of course, your hometown Tallahassee Reckoning gaining the lead here, just a couple minutes away. See if they can hold on. The Roots have had a fantastic adversarial approach here. There we go. Still looking for that Cook's pest of the game for the opposition, a.k.a. player of the game. Pretty clear for me, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clearly Sasha Manders. Those two goals really turned the tide of the game, and it wasn't just the goal. She was very active in the attack. Well before that, she could have had a couple assists and a couple more goals.
Yep, absolutely. And throw-in coming here from the near side for Haley. Looking for Sadberry, try to get in the corner. Baca on this one, 25 yards. She'll take a rip from distance. Lilly, full stretch, needed that one. A little something out of nothing for Ali Baca, the center midfielder.
Why take it to the corner when you can take a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple inches. Lilly was a couple inches shorter. That one probably goes in, Ben.
Absolutely.
This one's getting out of play here. We are into the third minute, so unofficially we've got about 40 seconds for this one. Free kick for Tallahassee, 33 yards from goal. It's going to be Stedman over top of the ball, readjusting it. She has a couple Reckoning players, including Sadberry in the middle, trying to go back post. Close. Secondary ball is going to be able to be corralled here by Sadberry. Put it on her favorite left foot. She's going to be dispossessed by the Roots. Tried to flood it through. Here's Reinierson. It's going to be dispossessed by Fazerlak. Cleared out, but that's all they wrote. Final here from Tallahassee. And the hometown team comes out on top with Celebrates playing in the background, appropriate for the 2-1 finale as your Reckoning slice out here with the big victory. Big thoughts on the performance here tonight?
Really excellent display from Tallahassee. You know, we thought they were really looking for that long ball. It was something we identified, but the Roots were onto it, particularly their goalkeeper, Lily. She was ready for it, and so there was the thought, and we talked about it during the game, is Tallahassee, you know, it hasn't worked so far. Will they go away from it? But they trusted their gut, they stuck with it, and it resulted in a win. Great job of having composure, both by the coaches and the players, and trusting the game plan, and it resulted in a win.
Absolutely. Big win here at home for your Tallahassee Reckoning. 2-1, and so the results still pending out in Pensacola. So technically, although we talk about the live table, Pensacola is top. As far as finalized results, games that are final, this will put temporarily Tallahassee top of the table for now. But as it looks, we're settling down. It's halftime out in Pensacola. They have a big 3-0 advantage over the Academy. So feel pretty confident that they'll be pushing through for that one. But second place, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. We'll take it, and you know we still have to play Pensacola at some point, so maybe we'll have a chance to take number one on the field.
You say we'll have to play Pensacola at some point, Ben?
Sounds like the game was postponed, I believe.
So the game was postponed, the one out in Pensacola, but we'll see them back here on Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
For the doubleheader.
You got me.
Absolutely. Touchdown. So this is a monster Saturday. So if projections hold, Pensacola will go top of the table here in the WPSL. As it stands here today, Miami Athletic Club is top of the table in the USLW side. So Tallahassee hosting two top of the table teams here this weekend. 3 p.m., 7 p.m., double trouble here from the Nest at Gene Cox Stadium, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know what else could you be doing on a Saturday.
Oof,
Come down here to the Nest. Come watch some soccer, and hey, maybe win some money at the halftime crossbar challenge.
Absolutely. So here's what was the table at the start of the day. So Tallahassee's going to go to 6, so that will pull them top. But then, of course, like we talked about, Pensacola, the 3-0 advantage currently will actually put them top of the table, as we have the score updates for you here. So we'll let that ride for a little bit. Roots will stay home. They'll probably settle into 4th by themselves by the end of the night. Gulf Coast will probably fall down to 3rd, as we have the live score for you here. No score being reported out of Gulf Coast, but we know that game was scheduled to go underway. But from what we can see on their video stream, the video is unavailable. So we'll have to check out the WPSL soccer website to get that information for you. But we'll try to churn on. But we do know officially 3-0 there for PFC with the advantage. But no surprise there. They are the big dog in the conference, and that's who everybody's talking about. Can we take down Pensacola? But I think we've shown Florida Roots Reckoning they're going to be right in that conversation here with both of these teams. It's going to be a really competitive top half of this WPSL. We, of course, do not give out the best of the game from Cook's Pest Control. But if we did, Ben, who is it going to?
100% Sasha Manders. There's simply no doubt about it. 2 goals, involved in so many more attacking moves. There were a couple other good contenders. You know, Kendall Sadberry and Autumn Woodard really involved in the attack. Great job up there, but ultimately Manders was the one who put him away and got Tallahassee the win.
Absolutely. So, of course, that is what we have for you here today. Just a couple reminders before you jump on out of here. For those looking to get involved in the soccer camp, we've got a potential fantastic opportunity for you, a little double trouble dual session. So if you're going out of town in the middle of June, it's all right, because we've got the second session involved for you here at the end of the June, or vice versa. You're going out of town, you're coming back. We know summer, right? School's out. These are for school-age kids. But Tallahassee Reckoning summer camps start in just 2 weeks. Don't miss a chance to train with the future pros and the coaches who have developed professional players and Olympians. Players don't spend hundreds of dollars on gimmicks. Sign up for the Tallahassee Reckoning Summer Soccer Camps. Tallahassee Reckoning is unmatched for experience and quality in Tallahassee. The camps are in June. Learn more, as you can see there. But make sure to go ahead and sign up, TLHReckoning.com. Those spots are going to fill up. We got some stars that are ready to coach your kids, so fantastic opportunity. Of course, season-long sponsor here for the live stream, Cooks Pest Control. Couldn't do it without them. Of course, they serve in the 6 southeastern states, been at it for over 90 years. They're in my neighborhood. They're in your neighborhood. They're in everywhere, except they need to be in the Gene Cox Stadium because we do have a pest control problem. We're going to try to broker a deal, see what we can do to protect our camera people out there. Natalie Everett did a fantastic job on camera, swinging it around, taking care of business amongst the wasps. There's literally a wasp nest, underneath that. We've had to spray it a couple times here today, but she's made it out, still going strong here, so good on her.
They've attacked me when I've been out there filming games. They are ruthless.
Absolutely ruthless, like the Reckoning and Sasha Manders here tonight. Great team effort. Great churn through. Like we said, once again, a reminder. Tickets you can get on the Reckoning website, TLHReckoning.com, for both contests. Of course, we'd rather see you in here in person than tune into the live stream, but you can still do both. Come through. We've got about a 25-second delay. Of course, this is a hometown broadcast produced by the Tallahassee Reckoning for the Reckoning people. So, trigger warning for those coming in for visitors. That's how it goes. Of course, you're welcome to come through and hit that mute button and enjoy the high-definition picture. Or you can come through and do your own broadcast. Either way. Either way is good with me, of course. But we'll have the action going on Saturday, 3 p.m., 7 p.m., a little double trouble here for your Tallahassee Reckoning. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsors here as we go through. We talked about Cooks. You know Cooks. Shout out to Grova Creative, Nicole Management, Amicus Brewing, which, Ben, as we go through here, these sponsors, I mean, you got an opportunity for some game day deals down at Amicus.
You certainly do. It's a nice little spot, not too far away from the game. So, folks, why don't you head on down there?
Absolutely, Ben. We got some deals. I mean, there's multiple special breweries. Of course, Amicus shout out, woman-owned business supporting your women's pre-professional program here. But Ben, quality craft brews coming at you at a very affordable price. What's on the menu here down over at Amicus? Here, official game day sponsor here, the Tallahassee Reckoning.
Jupe, you want to hear about some game day deals?
Yes, I want it now.
All right, so we got a 4, a 6, and a 6.
Ooh.
For $4, you can get the Raven's Claw little hibiscus actions going on there.
A Raven's Claw, all right.
And then for $6, we've got the Capital City Common. It's a Kentucky Common Ale.
Oh, anything but common, I hear, Ben.
Absolutely. It is uncommon, if anything. Uncommonly good taste. And for $6 also, the Sun Lounger. It's a watermelon lime sour. Not just watermelon, not just lime. Watermelon and lime.
There you go. Fit for the summer, so a good Sun Lounger there. So, of course, Amicus Brewing, official brewery partner here for the Tallahassee Reckoning. So, last peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. Still 3-0. Pensacola leads the Academy, 51st minute. So, it looks like the Reckoning by the end of the night will be second place, but on the way up. Sole possession of second place. This looks like we will have, for the moment, they go top. But not what we would look like here for the future. So we're going to play a quick, probably about a couple minutes worth of sponsors to put a bow on things, and then we'll get on out of here. But thank you so much for joining us here for this Tallahassee Reckoning broadcast versus the Florida Roots. Andrew Duke, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here tonight. Have a great rest of your week, and get ready for a big, big soccer weekend with the doubleheader coming up on Saturday. Take care.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee. We're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.